good, you? Oh, am I recording? What's good, YouTube? This your boy Will, the Indicator Trader, and I am back with another video for 2022. Now, if you was in my group, you just saw that gold trade. So I just want to, show you guys how I caught it. It was very simple. I didn't use any of my indicators with this. I just strictly used supply demand zone, going to the M5, find an entry because I knew for sure this market was gonna create, it was gonna go up. Now, when I'm very, very sure, and when the trade looks so sweet, I haven't caught one of these in a long time since I made that 20K on US 30. It was one of those trades. It was pretty much the same setup, pretty much the same exact setup, and I just knew I had to go crazy with this lot size. I knew I had to go crazy. So when you like 100% sure, trust yourself. Now I did go 10K drawdown. But that's because they did a stop loss hunt, y'all. And I'm gonna explain to y'all what that is. Now this green line right here is my entry. All right. So, and y'all can see this little down move right here. That's when I was negative 10,000. But it's okay. I knew for sure this market was gonna go up, and that drop it did not scare me at all. All right. So let's get into it. Now, these EMAs I got on here, we're going to get into that in the Will Academy 2.0. When that drop, I explain what these do and all that other stuff like that. I just had this on my chart because I just always keep things on my chart. And, like I said, let's get into the setup. So, it was pretty easy. I was watching gold for a minute. Since it was way up here, I was watching it, and I was waiting for it to hit that sweet zone. So, where is the sweet zone? I know you got like, where the sweet zone at? Where the sweet zone at? Not the last, a big impulsive move to the upside. So this big move right here, what's gonna happen when price get back there? It never tested that. It never retested that. So when I saw this wick right here, I'm like, oh, it never retested. So when it touched for the first time, it should bounce right up. So that wick gave me more confirmation looking at price go. And once price did that drop, I said, oh, there she goes. She falling into the trap. So let's get into it. It was strictly strictly H4. This was the easiest setup to catch. Literally easy, okay? Patience, though. It took some time, but I caught this shit. I caught it because my name is Will. You feel me? And like I say, it's not complicated when you're patient and when you wait for the setup, okay? This was one of the craziest trades because I went negative $10,000 and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Then I had to realize, I said, oh, they doing a stop loss hunt to scare the buyers out, and then they're going to shoot the market up. And that's exactly what happened. So let me show you guys the level that I was looking at. Now, what I do now to get a better understanding, I go to the line chart. So the line chart gives more retests. So that's how I knew that this level was not tested. So right here was the lowest point right here, right? Let me turn that blue. Let me turn this blue right here so you guys can see that. I don't want to lose you guys. Where we at? We're right here. So let me get rid of this right here. Let me get rid of this right here, guys. Let me get rid of that. And let's turn that blue, okay? Now, guys, this was simple as hell. Like I said, the last big trade that I did was the US 30 $20,000. This trade was very, very similar to that setup, and it was a buy as well on US 30. It was the same exact thing. So keep in mind that this will happen a lot. So once I get that line, once I see that's my lowest point, and that's a big move up. So look, from right here, price shot up almost 400 pips. So I'm expecting for it to do half of that. But I'm not going to be greedy. I'm going to just go for 80 pips and call it a day because I know it has to do almost half of what it did in the previous past. So if you look, the green line is my entry. So look, this wick right here never touched that blue line. Okay, it never touched. So I see that. So what that means, there's a gap in the market and it has to fill it in. I know you guys probably hear that a lot, but that has to get filled. So price will drop all the way down just to fill that and test this area right here. And that's exactly what the hell I did, and that's what I waited on. So once price touched right here, all I simply did was waited for a bullish confirmation that we're going up. I put my entry, I put my stop loss, and I let it ride. Okay, now look, I went to the M5. All I did was wait for price to hit that blue line. That's it. Okay, that blue line is support. Okay, that's all I did. It was super, super easy. This trade was easy. Okay, went to the 5 minute time frame. Okay, like I said, I didn't use any of my indicators. I didn't use none of them. This was just simply price the hell action. Okay, so when price hit the blue line right here, boom, I'm like, okay, let me see if she react. So when I saw she didn't close underneath right here, I said, okay, it's valid. So I said, I'm not gonna get in just yet. I need a little bit more confirmation. Then when she went down, I said, this is a double bottom forming. This is a double bottom. This is easy money. So all I did was wait patiently. 1 second, guys. I'm doing wait for a bullish confirmation. So when I saw it hit it, I didn't enter right away. I did not enter right away because I wanted to see the reaction first. So when I went on the 5 minute, I seen it hit that. It went up, it went down. I immediately saw the double bottom. That alone, I'm getting in the trade. I'm just gonna wait for momentum to come. So once I saw this higher low, and I saw that when this candle opened, and I start seeing it go bullish, I entered right there. Boom, I entered literally right there. No hesitation. Enter right there. My stop loss was about 100 pips because I'm trading the H4. So that's why my stop loss was so big, but my take profit was 80 pips. So the risk to reward was not good. But I knew that a possible bullshit like this could happen because I'm trading gold. Gold is like that. So depending on the pair you're trading, you don't have to have a big ass stop loss. But for gold, you definitely want to have a big ass stop loss. Of course, if you're trading the H4, because I knew some bullshit like this could happen. So if I had a 50 pip stop loss, look at this, guys. It would have almost got hit. It would have almost got hit. So that went 49 pips. So close. But if I had a 50 pip stop loss, that would have been a close trade. So I put a 100 pip stop loss. Like I said, I went negative $10,000. I did not panic because I know what level we was at, and I already knew that the stop loss hunt could come. I knew that. So when 8:30 opened, boom, stop loss came. The stop loss hunt came. They took out the buyers' stop losses if they had any stop losses right here, or under that low, under that support, you got stopped out. So I already knew that was going to happen. I entered really early, so I kind of already knew that could happen. That's why I put my stop loss really big. So as you can see, went for 80 pips, smash, okay? That was literally it, guys. That was literally it. I didn't want to be greedy. Today is Friday, so I did not want to hold this trade too long. I even said, listen, it's about fucking 1 o'clock. I'm like, man, look, I'm not going to hold this trade too long. If it don't go to take profit before 3 o'clock, I'm just going to close my profit out, accept my profit, and call it the fucking day. But it ended up going to take profit, and we ate before Friday closed. You feel me? So, like I said, shout out to that hater, too, who commented on my old YouTube video. He thought I was gone. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm still here. Will ain't never leaving now, man. I just be low-key, man. I be low-key, man. You feel me? I got this Will Academy 2.0 working on. So when I'm focusing on something, I might not reply when you guys message me on Telegram. If you don't know my Telegram, it will be in the description. But I will reply soon. Most of the time, I'm looking for setups. I'm looking for entries for the Signal group, trying to get them right. We did lose a GJ trade this week, but this gold trade made it all back. So that's why I say I don't care about losses because I know my method is fucking nuts, all right? So I don't care about losses. Now, the other method that I do is very good risk to reward. That will be in the Will Academy 2.0. But this trade, I simply went off price action because I knew this gap right here that I see, I say price has to come and test that. Since it was the first test, it's going to go up. What they did, they tried to scare the buyers out, stop loss hunt, shoot the market up. And another thing, it was a double bottom on the fucking H4. That was extra confirmation for me. So I'm like, oh yeah, let's do it. So it was literally that easy, guys. So simple. So what would you do if you was asking yourself, Will, what would I do? How can I get in this buy? What would you do to get in this buy? Well, guys, this is not a uptrend. I was just able to counter the pullback. So I pretty much traded the pullback. This trend is not up, okay? Understand that. Understand that. Let me give you guys another tip. I could have hold this longer. I definitely could have hold this trade longer, but today is Friday, so I just took my profit and called it a day. And I'm going to show you guys why. So right here, if I pull the fibs down, boom, all the way down to, I had it right here before this low was even created. If I pull this down, right, price has to reverse when it gets to the 38.2. So that was going to be my take profit, but I know today is Friday, okay? Today is Friday, so I'm not trying to stay in the market long. So what I did, I saw the last impulsive move, right? So now I'm like, okay, when I got that entry on the M5, I was really, really early. Like I was in this before these candles even printed. I would enter on this candle right here. So before all this bullshit even happened, I was in very, very early. So I was in this trade for a very, very long time. And then when I noticed the impulsive move, I said I can target a 38.2 because that's when price supposed to reverse. Price supposed to fall when it hits 38.2. Price is not going to fall when it hits 23.6. It has to retrace, hit 38.2, which I said is going to do way more than 80 pips. I know that. But today is Friday, so I did not hold that trade. Another thing, what you always have to focus on is structure, guys. So I already see that she broke this structure right here. The trend is down, okay? The trend is down. Only way this trend is not down, it has to break the previous high on the H4, which would be this part right here. Okay, so that's how I knew that I can trade this pullback. I know the trend is not up, but I was able to counter that pullback. Okay, so I only caught the pullback, and I understand that. So I already know the trend is down. I'm not too much worried about getting caught into the market keep going down. I already knew what was up. It hit a major level, hit a major demand area. I already know what's up. Find entry, hold the trade, no matter what. Okay, like I said, guys, when you go and draw down, don't panic. Just calm down. Understand why you got into this trade. Have a nice stop loss. I was trading the H4, so I had to put a 100 pip stop loss because it's gold. If I was trading GJ, it would have been a 50 pip stop loss. If I was trading AU, it would have been probably a 20 pip stop loss. So understand, it all depends on what pay you trade. Gold literally go up and down, up and down, up and down. Look what this shit did on a 5-minute time frame. This is why you got to have a big stop loss when you're trading gold, and you got to know what the hell you're doing. This is exactly why. Look what it did. Soon as 830 came up, soon as when 830 opened, look what it did. Big ass bearish candle down. That's the stop loss hunt. That's when I was 10K thousand. That's when I was, I said 10K thousand. That's when I was 10K in negative. Then it did a big push up. So that's why I do big stop loss for gold, okay? I just know gold, so I know gold it be fucking around with you and it play with your emotions, and it could make you pull your hair out. But it's okay. As long as you know what you're doing, you're fine. So that is why I had a huge stop loss for gold, because I didn't want to get stopped out like they did here. They just did a big stop loss hunt. Boof, shot the market up. I also had a double bottom on the H4, so I was not tripping. Definitely not tripping. So guys, that is it. Like I said, that was the same US30 trade you guys saw me. It was months ago. With a 20K profit, it was the same setup. It hit a major level, and I only go crazy with my lot size when I see setups like this. I do not go crazy with lot size unless it's this beautiful. So understand, you have to know what you're doing. Again, I'm going to explain to you again what I did. I noticed that it was a gap. So I noticed that price did not test this support level. So I knew when price goes back to that level, I'm finding entry because it's the first retest. It has never been tested before. When I see that, it's the easiest fucking money. All I have to do is find entry. That's it. So with tested right here, I find entry right here in this candle. Or probably this candle. It probably was this candle. So yeah, it probably was right here on the pullback actually. So yeah, you have to just know. You just have to know when you see that it's easy money. It's just a gap. So when it's a gap, price will fall all the way back down just to fill that in and then shoot up. So that is how I was able to catch that setup. Really, really easy, nothing complicated. So you want to just pay attention to your impulsive move. So what would I do for gold next? Well, basically, I'm going to see what previous structure it broke. So if I wanted to take a sell, I'm going to go on my line graph, and I'm going to know that this is the last structure that it broke, okay? And I'm going to just simply go like this, and I'm going to see this is the last structure that it broke. So I'm going to automatically know that this was support. So how would I enter this market? I'm going to drag my fibs down and see if it matches with the 38.2. If it does, it's a go. Okay, almost matched to the 38.2, so very, very close. Very, very close, extremely close. So that is confluence, guys. That is what I'm telling you. See what a 38.2 at? And what I said in the beginning of the video, It has to retrace to the 38.2, then it drops. So that's the confluence right there. It's in the 38.2 area, and it broke the previous support. Now I'm gonna wait for price to fail to break back above. Once I see prices failing to break back above, I will sell. Okay, I will sell, and then I'll be going with the trend. My will for entry point is also red on the H4, so I'm definitely going to be watching that trade. Definitely going to keep an eye on it next week. We could definitely be having potential sales coming up, but we're going to see how long this uptrend go. But I already have this zone covered, so that is what I would do personally to get in a sell. This level, price cannot close above this on the H4. I'm going to watch it. Price cannot close above this box. If it could wick to my 38.2 all it want, but it cannot close above that box. Once that happens, then I'm going to start finding sells. Sell entries be really, really good in this box, and then you can target all the way back down to the previous low that it did and get out. So that'd be 100 pips back down. Literally that easy, okay? So you will be going with the trend then, okay? So understand that buy was not with the trend. That was a counter trend trade. I was able to get in and catch the pullback. Why? Because I saw it was a gap right here, and I seen that this support was never tested. Once it tests the first time, it will bounce off, okay? It will bounce off the first retest. It's going to bounce off 99% of the chance. 99% of the time, it's going to bounce off that. So I was able to catch that shit, all right? So it was really, really easy. Wasn't really too complicated to catch that. I did not use none of these EMAs. I did not use my will for entry point. But I just want to let you guys know that that's how I caught that trade. It was super, super easy. So let me give you guys a little, a little lesson on how you catch nice guaranteed moves, okay? So if I wanted a guaranteed setup and I was patient, I'm going to mark my resistance up here. I'm not going to trade until price come back to this zone. I would not trade if I wanted to have an actual guaranteed trade and win it. I'm not going to trade until price come back to this zone. I'm looking for sales when price getting that zone. That right there is cautious trading. You're very cautious about this setup. But I have this support right here. What happens when support becomes resistance? It's going to fall to the next support. So that's all I'm going to watch next week. Market's closing today. I already know what I'm looking for next week. It's nothing really else to do now. Market's about to close in the next hour and a half. But that is what I would do if I wanted a guaranteed setup. I would definitely wait till price get back up here and it's going to reject. Okay. And that's it. Let me give you guys another tip with the fibs. Now understand, we can't predict what price will. Well, since that's the previous low, we're gonna move it like that. We can't predict. So it actually is inside of the box. The fibs is actually inside of the box. Now that I drag it down to that low. So the fibs is right there inside of it. So look, guys, we can't predict where price is going to stop. All we can do is follow price action. So we see the 38.2 is right there in the support area. If that act as resistance, I'm definitely going to get in the trade. What I will wait for a lower high closing bearish on the H4, then I'll start looking for sales. We don't know if it's going to retrace 50%. We don't know if it's going to retrace 61.8%. We don't know if it's going to retrace 74.6%. We don't know if it's going to retrace 88.6%, 100%. If it retraces 100%, game over, easy trade. You can literally target all the way back down to where this impulsive move to the up started. So we have to just look at price action and wait. So let me get rid of this and show you guys a good example. I like to school you guys so you guys can understand what I'm talking about here, what we want to see to get in this trade. So right here, price goes up, right? Let me turn this red so you guys can see that better. Let me turn this red. I like to give you guys a little quick lesson of what I'm doing here. So price comes up, right? It comes up. We do not want to see price close above that box. If it closes above that box, the sell is invalid. What we want to see, price retest the top of that box, fail to close, and it consolidate. It can consolidate all it wants. It can consolidate inside that box. As long as it doesn't close above it, the sell is still valid. So if it does that, right? So we already got the retest. Price do this, boom, right? Price do that. Now we're going to wait for a high lower than this high closing bearish. Then we're going to look for sales. So we want this to do this. We want price to go boom, like that. That's the lower high, closing bearish. And then we look for sales. That's what we would have to see to take sales. If I do not see that, I'm not interested. I'm also going to pay attention to M's. If I see an M, I might get a nice momentum trade going in. Because when you see M's at these levels, take the trade on the last leg of the M, and you have full momentum. But if you want to be cautious about it, wait for this. Wait for it to break back underneath the box, lower high closing bearish, and then you find entry somewhere here, and you target the previous low, which would be 72 pips. So I'm calling it right now. This zone right here could potentially be a sell zone, but we have to wait on the H4 and see what happens there. When the H4 give us confirmation, we're going to get in. We already know that this is a downtrend. So what we already know the trend, downtrends, trades, going with the trend will be beautiful. So that is what I could tell you guys. Pretty simple to understand. Or you can wait for this level up here. But again, this is support. So when support act as resistance, easy fucking money. I'm telling you that right now. So keep an eye on gold. It's very volatile, so be careful. Don't go crazy with your lot size if you don't know what you're doing. I'm just giving you guys a heads up for next week and what to look for. So that is it. I am back. Happy New Year's to all you guys. And I will not leave you guys again. All right. So let's eat. I'm out.